Welcome aboard. Slide all the way across and find those final seats. Get comfortable. We'll head out in just a moment. Make sure you like whatever seat you've chosen. Once we get moving, there is no switching seats. And if you're on the right-hand side, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. The doors will be sliding closed beside you. Asante Sana, word in that is Swahili for thank you. Another thing we like to say in Harambe is Twende. That means let's go. Jambo everyone, my name is Anna. I'm going to be your safari guide for today. Just a few friendly safety reminders. I do ask that everyone remains fully seated at all times. Please keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the vehicle. Lap sitting is okay for those little ones. I just need them to remain fully seated on one lap for the entire duration of our ride. Now we're going to be heading into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve here in just a few moments. I just need to wait on that final all clear from the warden. Alright, we are going to start our journey, and our first stop is the Little Ituri Forest. These animals are going to use camouflage for their protection, so keep an eye out on the trees and bushes to see if you can spot anything hiding. Over on the right-hand side is an okapi. An okapi looks like it's wearing its zebra pants today. Those black and white stripes on their legs make them look like they're related to the zebra, but they're actually the closest living relative of the giraffe. We know that because their skull structures are almost identical. Okapis is just a little bit smaller. Over on the left are a couple of greater kudu and a couple of bongos. The greater kudu are those grayish antelope, and those ones are going to be female. I can tell because they do not have horns, while male greater kudu are going to get horns up to about 6 feet long. Bongos were those reddish colored antelope, and those are also known as the ghost of the forest because they're very shy and reclusive. They try to travel as silently as they can. In order to do so, they will tilt their chins up and lay those horns across their backs to make them a little bit more streamlined as they run through the brush. Left-hand side, you can see a black rhino. It's kind of up between those logs all the way in the back. It's a little bit hard to see. It's kind of blending in with the rocks. Also on the left are going to be a couple of saddle-billed storks. They get their name from that yellow saddle-like structure that's on their bills. They have a pretty impressive wingspan, getting up to about 9 feet wide, which is almost as wide as the canopy above your head. Now, places like the Little Ituri Forest face some pretty big problems, and one of those is coltan mining. Coltan is a mineral that is found in all of our electronics. Anything with a rechargeable battery is going to be filled with coltan. Mining of that mineral destroys the environment, has a huge impact on these animals. It is overall not that great, but once it is mined, the mineral lasts pretty much forever. So the good news is that we can actually recycle our electronics and reuse that mineral and limit the amount of mining that gets done. So if you ever get a new phone or laptop or anything like that, make sure you are recycling your old one so that we're able to reuse that mineral. But we're gonna start making our way into Safi River. Safi River is home to animals who like to spend their time in and around the water. Keep an eye on any shadows or bubbles that you see that might indicate an animal is nearby. Over on the right are gonna be some pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the pink color that's on their back and under their wings. They are colonial nesters, which means that they're gonna nest in large groups. They can get up to about 500 birds all in one area. Over on the left are going to be some Nile hippos. While hippos can swim, they do tend to prefer to sink down to the bottom and walk or run across the river floor. Sometimes it's difficult to spot more than their shadow as they move along the river. They will spend most of their time in the water. They can hold their breath for several minutes at a time, so they sometimes even sleep underwater. But they do come up onto the shore occasionally, mainly to find food, but also sometimes to take a rest. We'll sometimes see hippos napping up on the shore as well. Keep an eye on the left-hand side. You might be able to spot some Nile crocodiles. Kind of blending with the wands. It might be a little bit difficult to spot. Crocodiles do have a super strong bite force, so strong that they can break bone with just one bite. But they're also going to use their jaws to take care of their young. What I mean by that is that they'll take their eggs into their mouths and roll them between their teeth to help them hatch. Once they've hatched, they'll scoop their babies back up into their mouths and carry them around to protect them from predators.
Oh, there's stuff in the back there, zebras. I see the zebras.
Now we're going to start making our way into the savannah, which is home to some of the more
back there,
iconic
they look like
African
zebras.
animals. Some of your favorites might be out here. Most of these animals are going to use speed and agility for their advantage, so they're going to be able to run really fast or jump really high to catch their prey or escape their predators. It's especially useful when they're living on the open savanna and there aren't very many places for them to hide. Those are wildebeest running around over there on the right-hand side. Wildebeest gather in the second most densely populated groups in the world, second only to humans. They gather in groups of about 1.5 million during migration. It will travel over about 500 to 1,000 miles over the whole migration period.
Look, when we turn slightly right, you'll see them. I can still see them.
I haven't seen anything in here.
This is chill.
Look, there's all stuff right there behind the front. Oh, watch out. Look at them all.
Oh, yeah.
Over on the left-hand side are some sable antelope and some Ankole cattle. Sable antelope are the emblem of the reserve, and that's because they will never back down from a fight. Their horns are pretty long, fairly sharp at the ends, and they can use them to defend themselves against predators or to spar with one another during mating season. Those Ankole cattle are the only domesticated animals you'll find on the reserve. They were originally domesticated by the Watusi tribe. They're also known as Watusi cattle. Their horns are going to get up to about 6 to 8 feet wide, which may sound like they're really heavy, but they're actually pretty light. The inside of the horns has a honeycomb-like structure and is paper thin, so they are pretty airy.
zebra.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at him on the hill, Jim.
Looks like there's a few more of those wildebeest over there on the right. As we make our way around the savannah today, you might notice that the landscape is pretty well maintained. It is all thanks to the animals that live here on the reserve. Different species are going to have different jobs to do. So animals like those wildebeest are considered grazers. Those are kind of like the lawnmowers of the savannah. So they'll take care of the grass and the smaller shrubs, while other animals like giraffes, for example, take care of taller trees and shrubs that other animals can't reach. But they all act as a team to help maintain and keep this habitat healthy for everyone who lives here. That's why it's important that we are protecting a wide variety of species. There on the left is an eland. Eland are the largest antelope species, getting to 6 feet at the shoulder, weighing about 2,000 pounds when fully grown. They can also run at about 25 miles per hour and jump about 5 feet, so they are pretty powerful.
And look, there's a zebra right there, straight ahead.
Okay.
And then, like
That's
a
going under his neck.
yeah.
Over on the right-hand side are going to be some Hartman's mountain zebra. Looks like there are going to be some Maasai giraffes. You can tell that those are Hartman's mountain zebra because the stripes on their back legs are a little bit wider than the rest of their stripes. And the stripes on their stomach don't go all the way around, leaving their bellies completely white.
Do you see the one standing
Zebra
up?
stripe patterns are completely unique to each individual zebra, kind of like a fingerprint. So when foals are born, they do have to imprint on their moms and memorize her stripe pattern so that they're able to find her later. I know that these are Maasai giraffe because their spots have rough, uneven edges rather than smooth.
Look, he's lying down.
They are the tallest animals in the world, getting up to about 18 to 20 feet tall. When they're first born, they're already going to be standing at about 6 feet tall.
This is so cool.
But it does look like we are going to be wandering into some elephant territory here in just a moment, so keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully we'll be able to spot some elephants coming up.
Anything? I won't say anything there.
You might be able to sneak a peek at that African elephant there on the right. I think we're going to get a little bit better of a look at it as we make our way around.
I didn't see it.
James, look.
I can tell it's an African elephant because its ears are folded over its shoulders. They're also kind of in the shape of Africa, but it is purely by coincidence.
I'm pretty sure I seen a lion earlier.
Did you?
Yeah. Do you know where you seen that thing in the bush?
Yeah.
It looked like it was where that
Elephants
was.
are
just slightly
matriarchal,
off.
which means that their herds are made up of females and their calves. When males reach maturity, they get sent off on their own. Sometimes they'll form smaller bachelor herds with other younger males, but it is pretty common to see male elephants by themselves.
Oh, we're gonna see him to the right here. I feel like we're gonna have an old one. I might see him to the right. Oh, there, you can just see his face.
Look at it.
Oh, you missed it. I think she a little bit of a drop.
Elephants are really unique animals and they are really important for their habitats, but in Africa they are also commonly considered a pest. That's because they tend to trample a lot of crops as they migrate. That's not necessarily their fault, they're just trying to migrate through that area and they come across what looks like a free, tasty buffet. But farmers began hunting those elephants in retaliation. Of course, it's not a great solution, especially since elephant populations are declining. So we did actually have some researchers go out and work with those farmers to figure out a better solution. What they discovered is that elephants are terrified of bees. They won't go anywhere near them.
James, look. Look.
That's the big. There are 2 more elephants over there on the left. I think we're going to get a little bit better of a look on the other side of these rocks.
in the water. Gonna look down where
Also on the left, we're going to be some greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the largest and palest pink of all flamingo species. They're going to get their color from the food that they eat. They're going to eat things like brine shrimp, which are full of beta carotene. Beta carotene is what makes shrimp pink, and because flamingos eat so much of it, they end up turning pink. Well, it does mean that when flamingos first hatch, they're going to come out a gray or white color. They develop their pink over the first 2 years of their life.
Look at the duck as well. Oh, look. Oh, did you see that one? He was just getting in the water. Brenda, did you see the duck just getting in the water?
No,
I
was
see
it?
these tiny little legs as he washed in the water.
The African Martins.
You might see some stuff on the right here. This is so cool, Daddy. It's so cool.
That's great.
We are to the other side of the savannah. Hopefully we'll spot a few more animals.
I think we might see the zebras.
Over on the right, it looks like there's a
Because-
white rhino. There's a couple of white rhinos over there.
Oh, I've seen them.
White rhinos get their name not actually from their color, but from a mistranslation of the Afrikaans word "weit," meaning wide, probably referring to their wide, square-like mouths.
But yeah, we might
Those
see the
horns that they
zebras more
have are made
clearly
out
than
of
I've seen on the
keratin,
corner
which is the same
before.
thing that our
Okay.
hair and fingernails are
They
made out
came
of.
roughly just over.
Unfortunately, rhinos do get hunted for those horns quite often. They are critically endangered because of it, so it's very important that we are protecting all rhino species from poaching so that they don't go extinct. Over on the left, you might be able to see a cheetah. It's kind of lying down behind one of those
Down the tree.
Oh yeah.
back there.
You can see the back of the stairs. Cheetahs are my
You might
favorite
be able to see it
animals.
a little bit better as you drive past.
They are my world favorite
Cheetahs are the
animals.
fastest land animals,
Yeah, look at them.
getting up to about 60 miles per hour.
Cheetahs are my favorite.
They do have lots of adaptations that help them with those speeds, like those
What?
long tails.
Cheetahs are my
help them with
favorite
balance
animals
As
ever.
they try to make sharp turns.
Like, look at them.
Can't
There's
really.
another couple
Can't really
of
zoom
them
in, couldn't
lying
I?
down, kind of
Oh,
further
yeah,
off
right
to the
there.
left.
There's two. There's three.
Oh, dear me,
They're only big cats with semi-retractable claws, meaning that those claws don't go all the way back into their paws. Those are gonna act like cleats to get them traction on the ground.
Isn't it?
Oh, my two stuck to the right. This is where I've seen zebras. Yeah, like just.
Oh, there he is lying
On the
down.
left,
Seen
you
them?
can see a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of lions lying down on those rocks there.
Do you see the
Lions
rocks
are
there?
limited prides that are made up of a dominant male, some females, and their
Do you
cubs.
see those rocks there?
Females are the hunters of the pride, going out and finding food for everyone, while males will stay home and take care of the cubs and their territory, trying to like to steal with dad.
Look at that. Oh, I see it.
Over on the right-hand side are a couple of water buck. Water buck are going to get their name from their dependency on water. We'll usually find them around permanent sources of it, like large watering holes. However, I wouldn't get too close to them. They might be a little bit stinky because they excrete a smelly, greasy substance from their skin that's thought to help make their hair waterproof since they spend so much time in and around the water.
There is one lying down right there.
Yeah, look, is that a
Oh, on over there. Just over there. Well, you might not be able to see.
I can't see him.
Yeah, looks like there's a male lion hanging out
Oh,
on the
yeah.
grass there.
Oh, my God.
They're going to be a bit more active in the evening. Just make sure everyone remains seated for me.
He's just.
They are more active in the evening. That is when they do the majority of their hunting.
Yeah.
Their night vision is about 6 times stronger than ours is, so it is a lot easier for them.
It's 6
Find
times
food
stronger
while
for
it's
night
dark.
vision than a human. I hope we see the zebras more. Because I was so...
Over on the right, you can see those white rhinos again. You can also see an ostrich hanging out by those trees. Now that is a female ostrich. You can tell because it had gray feathers, while male ostriches would have black feathers with white tips on their wings. Ostriches are pretty fast. They can get up to about or almost 45 miles per hour.
Yeah, this is like where we're heading is where the zebras were.
And we are going to start making our way back into the village, but our final stop is going to be at the Warden Post.
It's like a human step on level. Yeah, so zebras are like over.
The Warden has asked us to check in on their Nigerian dwarf goats. Nigerian dwarf goats are very agile and have great balance, so they do like to climb on all kinds of things. They're also going to be herbivores and browsers, which means that they eat almost anything that they come across. It makes it really important for the Warden to take care of the land here. He also produces milk, which the Warden can collect and sell. In exchange for all the hard work that the goats do, the Warden provides them with their food and shelter. A great example of how humans and animals can coexist and even work with one another. Finding ways to coexist with wildlife is super important, just like those elephants and farmers that I spoke about earlier as well.
He's got an idea.
A lot of the animals that we saw here today are endangered. Their biggest threats are human activity and habitat loss. There are many ways that we can help protect them. One of them is just to be a little bit more mindful of where we're getting our things from and what we're doing with them. Trying to make more sustainable, reusable, recyclable choices can make a huge difference. Because the more we reuse and recycle our items, the less the material we have to take from the land, and the more we leave for animals that depend on it. But any conservation has to begin with learning more about our wildlife, about our environment, and about ways to protect them. Y'all are taking the first step today by joining us here on Kilimanjaro Safaris. So I want to thank you for spending your time here with me today, and I hope you can walk away knowing just a little bit more. As you go through the rest of your day here at Animal Kingdom, I encourage you to learn as much as you can. There are so many opportunities all around the planet for so many animals to go find, see, and learn about. So I hope that you go have fun, go explore, and go learn lots. And take all that new knowledge and share with your friends and family back home. Because the more we share our knowledge, the better we understand our world, and the better we understand how to protect it. By having wilderness explorers on board, you have been riding the Simba 1. That's Simba like the lion, and the number 1 batch pickup is going to be just outside of our exit. Or you should be hanging out somewhere on the right-hand side.
No, I mean, definitely.
After you left, right?
Also, just outside of our exit is going to be Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It's a walking trail that has lots of really cool animals. Some you may have seen here on the safari. Some you will not have seen. But it's about a 15 to 20 minute walk depending on how much time you feel like spending with the animals. You can take as much or as little time as you feel like. There's also its sister trail called the Maharaja Jungle Trek over in Asia. Again, about a 15 to 20 minute walk. Lots of really cool Asian native animals.